Welcome to the Canada Guns Talk Show episode 57. Happy New Year! Whee! I am your host, the Crover, and with me tonight is Adriel. Say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Yep. It's just the two of us. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got shit to do. Understandably, it is the new year. Things have to change. And you know what? Things are going to change for the better. Isn't that right, Adriel?
Yeah, I got a new head shaver. Look at the gleam right now up here. Look at that. Oh man, that is like right down.
That is slick. That is slick. So you don't like you don't just like razor it or
No, I got a shaver.
oh, fancy that.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, man?
Let's see. I've been up to a ton. So I got a truckload of reviews done over the break. Like I was like off work, so I was like, oh man, what can I do? Of course, work on a computer. That's exactly what you do. I did a recap of 20. I've got a cold right now. That's why I sound kind of weird, but I did a recap of 2017. I reviewed the Marlin Papoose, Remington 700 ADL, Keltec Sub 2000, Savage Axis 2, Savage 93F, Savage B-Mag Heavy Barrel, Browning AB3, and a Gletscher M712. So a lot of reviews were finished compared to last time. Let's see. I bought a Savage B-Mag HB. Where is that? Right here. I've actually had a Savage B-Mag before. This is their 17 Winchester rimfire Magnum. It fires like a hopped up nail blank, basically. So Winchester, which it is. It's a nail blank. They took back when it was hard to get 17 HMR. They said, what can we make that's kind of similar to this? And they found this nail blank production line, and they started making ammo with it because why not? It kind of looks like a rimfire. It's just a little bit, spicier. About 500 FPS more than the 17 HMR. Sorry, 500 FPS more. So it's got quite a bit more speed, more power. Now, the thing I didn't like, the things I didn't like last time I bought one of these, one, the accuracy. The last one I got was a standard barrel. There was something messed up with the rifle. I couldn't do better than 4 MOA, like 2 to 4 MOA at 100 yards. Garbage. Not worth it, right? This thing's giving you the ability to stretch out past 100 to 160 on a gopher. Better than a 17 HMR, but the accuracy wasn't there. So this was several years ago. I went and picked up this guy because the price was like excellent, and the accuracy on this is very good. This is the heavy barrel version. The stock is still real noodly. Like I can just press it very lightly, and I'm pressing the barrel against the stock. So I've ordered a Savage B-Mag Boyd's stock for it. Just something that's a little bit stiffer and nicer than this kind of noodly stock. Cold. I got a drink in between here. The barrel, it's not that heavy. Another thing I dislike about this gun, the bolt is just a total piece of garbage. It cocks on closing. So it's really tight to get in there, and it's quite loose. So it's kind of rattly. It's got the lugs at the back here, which is fine for a rimfire, but accurate and lighter than my my Savage 17 HMR. So you can see here, I've got my my scope on here. I'm going to start using this guy here for gophers because the ammo's the same price. It's faster, and it should make them explode a little bit better, I hope.
Also, I was reading your article on it, and there was an acronym there that I'm sure it stood for something about trajectory being without adjustments for a little longer.
Oh yeah, the mean point blank range.
Yeah,
or maximum point blank range. So like for a 3-inch target, which is all you get a lot of times with a gopher. How far can you adjust the scope so it'll rise and fall within that pocket? And this guy will go pretty far out.
Yeah. What were the numbers between this and the 17 HMR?
I think you get like 60 more yards with this one, so quite a bit.
That's a lot. That's a lot of field of gopher.
Yeah. You can reach out there and smack him with this thing pretty hard.
Anything else?
Pardon me. Yeah, I went on the EE and I bought a Glock.
Yay.
Yeah, a Glock with an Apex trigger on it. Deal was good. The guys in my neighborhood, so it was like, yeah, I want to buy another Glock. Why not? My other one's like a Glock 34. It's got a longer barrel than this one. There's a Glock 17, which is their standard sized Glock. I've already put in. Actually, here, let me just lock it back there. I already put on the stainless recoil spring because I had one handy. It's got an Apex trigger on it, which is pretty cool. So I might just keep it around. I might sell it. I don't know yet. I might just keep it for a bit because it's always handy to have like a regular Glock kind of hanging around, right? What else did I do? So, not more. Let's see. Do I start at the front? Do I start trigger guard? This trigger guard's also your locking lugs, so that's what's locking up against this plastic top here. So it's aluminum, so I don't know. I don't think it makes a difference. It's just a little bit nicer and should take the abuse a little bit better. Extended magazine release. I don't really need it because I've got like big hands, so you can see there that it's resting like well over top of that. But at least it isn't pushing in like a tiny little button there. It's pushing in more of a button, I guess, for the mag release. The trigger is much better. Before, this was a 9-pound trigger, and now just measuring it here with my trigger pull meter, it's 5.25. So nice light take. Oh, that didn't even take up there. Here, let's charge it again here. Clicks out and a lot nicer. So the trigger pull on this thing is fantastic. I also replaced all the pins in there. The pins are, they have screws on one side and then on the other side. In the middle there, they've got this aluminum pin that you screw into, and you can strip the aluminum, right? So I got steel ones in there. What else I got here? I got this rubber cover here that you put on your face, and it is fantastic. One of the things I really like about this is my beard doesn't get caught in this stock anymore. In between the bolt tube and the stock, my beard hairs would get in there, and then they would get pulled out every time I pulled my head up. And it's something that I've found with some other guns, and it's nice that this fixes it. It sounds silly, but it was really annoying. This charging handle's new. This one's quite a bit thicker than the old one. I think I've got the old one around here somewhere. Yeah, right about there. That's about the width of like a number 2 pencil. And grabbing your finger around that and manipulating that thin charging handle is kind of a pain. This is a heavy charging handle as well. It's got a big recoil spring, not a big, but a stiff recoil spring. And this nice wide charging handle really makes it a lot easier to bring it into lock or just to charge it. So it just feels nicer grabbing onto something a little bit wider. It's not something I thought I would care about, but I really like this charging handle. I think that's all. I don't know. There was a whole mitload of stuff that I did to it, so I might be forgetting something. But yeah, it was an interesting modification, a set of modifications that I did to this Kel-Tec here, and I don't know. Now it's a cool PCC, right?
Now, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
The Glock, what does replacing the guide rod do?
Well, nothing. I mean, it adds a little bit of extra weight to the end, but the factory one's fine.
Mm-hmm. And if you were going to say you only have one upgrade for that Kel-Tec, what would you upgrade out of all the things you've done to it?
Oh, the trigger springs inside. So there's a trigger spring, a hammer spring, and a sear spring, I think, in there. And just replacing all those springs made the most difference in the trigger pull. It's got an aluminum trigger on it as well, which feels nicer. But yeah, definitely the springs.
Right on.
All right.
Thanks, Adrian.
Let's see. Type 81. I beat the 5 MOA group. I shot 4.
Yay!
I shot 4. I think I could do better. That was a 4 MOA, like 10 round group that I shot. So it's not like I fluked out just to get 4 MOA. That's about what it shoots. That's just off sandbags with the Rock Junior rest on the front. But it ran fine. It ran with all kinds of ammo that I used. Actually, I ran into some Chinese guys at the range, and this is, they remember shooting this thing in basics. So they showed me a couple of interesting things about them, and they're like, yeah, that's about right. That looks that's pretty much what we had. The ones that they had were a little bit more beaten up because they typically have about 1 million people in their army at any given time. So that's a lot of people firing a lot of guns and a lot of maintenance. So they thought it looked really nice and new.
I bet they never saw one new.
Yeah, probably not. Just the ones that are like kick the shit out of, right? But no, no jam ups. About 4 MOA. I think that's the sights. I think I could. This one's from Tactical Imports, just on loan, so I can't. It's not like I can drill and tap a scope mount into the side and put an optic on there and see what it'll do. But it wasn't bad. It's straight. I checked it with some fishing line just from the front to the back, and it's 100% straight. So
did the box look unopened? Like, did they look at the box before I sent it to you?
The box looked fine. Now, I mean, what does that mean, right? Like, that doesn't mean anything. It could have been one that they checked and sent over, but it looked fine to me. There was nothing like, I don't know, obvious. The mags were all like well sealed up and all that kind of thing. So,
well,
it was all looking good.
I'd be curious to get a good sample size of them and see just how many of them are, corner shot Chinese edition.
If they got enough that were returned, they would pull them because it'd be too much of a pain in the butt. Like Remington pulled the 770 because even for them, the amount of recall, the amount of like people asking for refunds was too high. So I believe that if there were too many people who were pissed off about this and started returning them, they just wouldn't offer them.
But Adriel, isn't the 770 the best rifle ever?
Yes, I am reminded weekly on my YouTube channel that I'm wrong, and that is the best rifle ever, even though it was discontinued.
I mean, the people at Remington clearly have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah,
clearly.
That's a great rifle. Let's see. So I was out at my parents' place over the Christmas holidays, and there's a squirrel that keeps getting into my blind. I've shot 2 squirrels already out of that blind. And they keep going back in there. It's nice and warm and cozy. And I got in there, and there was another freaking squirrel in there. So I blasted him. And it was kind of funny. He like fell on there was a steel chair in there that I used for hunting out of. And his like head hit the chair and froze to it like instantly because it was -30. It's been cold in Canada here. So now I've got frozen brains on that chair because it just froze like instantly as soon as it hit the steel.
That's pretty fucking metal.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It's like, what the heck? How come this thing's stuck? Oh yeah, it's cold outside and it just landed on steel.
That's messed up.
Yeah. And then I picked up a few thousand rounds of Wildcat from Cabela's. They had it for $50 per 1,000. So I picked a couple of those up. That's like 5 cents a round. That's
I mean, I know it's 5 cents a round, but that is the worst ammo I ever shot.
No, Remington Thunderbolt's the worst.
No, dude. No. I swear to God, and this is purely anecdotal, so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
I have shot Thunderbolt, and yes, it is dirty. It is dirty fucking ammo. It makes a mess inside of your gun. If you're running a semi-auto, good luck cleaning shit afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It performs like shit.
Yep.
It will sometimes jam up your gun, but it goes off if you get it in the barrel. I cannot say the same about Winchester Wildcat.
Well, I got 2,000 rounds, so that's 2,000 sample sizes. I'll go through over. I don't know.
Keep track of it. I'm genuine. You know what? You should do something like that. I mean, you got the volume to one of these days if you feel like being incredibly anal and just keep track of every fucking shot, of actually looking at a performance in terms of reliability of ammunition, not in terms of accuracy, but just will it go off.
What would the sample size need to be on 22? 500 rounds?
I mean, 500. I don't know. I'm no statistician, so
I could shoot 500. I could do 500 of like a bunch of different bulk brands. Every bulk brand that's got a package of 500.
maybe, and maybe go like 100 out of each. Like get like 5 boxes and shoot 100 out of each boxes. So that way you're actually not just picking up one batch. It's like across a couple batches, maybe.
Now, which gun would I use? Which gun would you want to use for that? A 1022 probably, right?
Well, it would be better if you had actually the ability of shooting more than 10 rounds at a time. So the 552 has 25 round stick max.
597?
Yeah, the 597s.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I got one of those. Yeah, I got a 597.
Just buy 2 of those stick maps, load them up 4 times, and you got 100 rounds out of each box. Just
I'll just have
crank it up.
To load them like 50 times or something like that, and I'll be done.
Yeah. And just blast, like just blast it. Blast it. Put on a lead, let it tie a string to it, and just go bang, 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 bang.
I think I might have to get like 3 or 4 mags because one mag will be in the gun. I'll need like 2 or 3 support people on that.
Dude, Crypt would help you. Chad would help you.
4 mags, and then just like go buck on it. And just
or if you really want to do this the hardcore way, get a fucking mag loader and just dump the ammo in there, crank out the mag, hand it to the guy, bang, 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 have another mag, filling it up, hand it to the guy, bang, 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 hand it to the guy, bang, 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 bang.
Do they make? I've seen the mag loaders for the 1022, or do they work for the 597s as well?
I'm not sure, but I know there's ones for 1022. I mean the 552 is almost as common. I mean it's not 1022, but it's pretty common. I mean, it's doable. If you have 4 mags, I think you can have a guy loading one of those mags, and you could
2 guys
potentially get it, through it quickly.
Yeah, 2 or 3 guys maybe. Just like got to bump up those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's it. I'm working on a couple more videos. One of a site for an MMP. The Keltec sub 2000 pimp my Keltec video, working on that. There's more.
You're a busy guy.
I try it. Like, it was so nice over the Christmas break, just having the time to do it, because I really do like doing it. It's just it's work, family, and all that kind of stuff it takes priority sometimes.
I guess I gotta ask you, what did you get for Christmas?
Well, I got that head shaver thing, and then I just like randomly buy stuff on it, like the Glock. I guess I bought for myself. I kind of got that over Christmas. The B-Mag, same thing. Yeah, I don't know. I guess those are kind of over Christmas.
All right. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, what'd you do?
What did I do? I got married. Yeah. I got married. She, for some reason, like admitted that she would like to marry me. So, I went through with it. That's good. I'm pretty excited. The wedding went off without a hitch. It was perfect. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Other than the fact that I wore runners to the reception because fuck dress shoes. And then here's my Christmas present to myself. I think you guys saw it last week. The Versamax made its way back to Victoria from Calgary, where I got married. I shipped it to myself because I don't like flying with guns. Adriel, have you flown with guns before?
It's cheaper to ship them.
Yeah,
depending on which airline you're taking, you're going to be looking at like $100 to fly with it.
That's assuming that you can stick it into a piece of luggage that is not oversized. If it's not oversized, then it's just another piece of luggage, which means $50. Shipping this guy in its original box from Calgary to Victoria was $43. So aside from having to buy a case, because I obviously didn't have one there in Calgary with me, since I bought this in Calgary, yeah, $43 versus $50 for the checking the bag, and I don't know, 20, 30 bucks for the case makes 80 bucks to bring it with me in the plane versus 40 bucks to trust Canada Post to deliver it. And it took a week to deliver it because I sent it last Tuesday and it got here on Tuesday. So there you go. And no
Yeah.
problem
Yeah.
at all. I did bring with me ammo that I bought in Calgary for cheap and some 3.5-inch shells that I bought for this because look at that mag extension. Yeah. I can fit 7 rounds of 2 3/4 shells in here, but it only fits 5 3.5-inch shells. And as Adriel has
Isn't that
beaten this
prohibited?
subject, what?
No, there was a guy at Cabela's that was asking about that and asking if it was prohibited because it could hold more than 5 rounds in it.
So the guy was asking the staff at Cabela's?
Until I came by and he's like, "Well, this guy will know. That's this guy."
Oh, did he know you or something?
Yeah, yeah, he recognized me and he's like, this guy'll know. What? How much can this thing hold in it? 7.
So the guy in the Cabela's counter asked you.
No, the customer. The customer said
Oh,
this
okay.
guy would know. Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
But yeah, this guy holds 9 shells when you put one in the chamber, put one ghost loaded, and put 7 in the tube. So Primary River or CMP read. Other than that, I didn't buy anything for Christmas. I got the wife. I get to say that now. I got the wife a candle because she got me a phone case. That's all we spent on each other this Christmas, since we spent all the rest on the wedding.
Yep.
Luckily, actually, we made back a lot of the money thanks to the gifts. So if anybody, for some reason, comes across this that went to the wedding, thank you. Other than that, I bought an extended choke for this thing, actually, on wholesale before they went away. They had a Pattern Master Anaconda choke, which is a long range, it said it on the box, choke that let you reach out to 60 yards.
What's the how tight is it? Is it full?
It doesn't
Quad?
say in the
Small?
box. It doesn't say in the box.
Bullshit. Why doesn't it say?
If you go online, it says that that particular choke is equivalent to a full choke.
How, like, okay, so most of your aftermarket chokes are for steel. So if it's for steel, maybe what it is a modified, and they're saying, well, with steel it's a full because it's a little bit different between steel and lead.
I don't know.
I bet you it's modified. You can't shoot steel out of a full choke for most full chokes. There's Anaconda choke Remington. Pattern Master.
Oh yeah, somebody on the side chat on YouTube said that you only need 2 shells. Do you remember that one, Adriel? Why would you need more than 2 shells? Just buy an over under. No, did you not
No,
read that one? Oh
no, I like lots of shells.
yeah. When I posted that one to Canada Guns, an individual claimed that all Versamax shotguns were trash. That I should get rid of that piece of junk and go buy myself a nice over under.
Huh. That's odd.
Yeah. And when pressed, I asked him, well, what's wrong with them? I'm genuinely curious, you know? He goes, well, you see, buddy, I'm paraphrasing here. That's like asking me to compare an Audi to a Honda Civic. I can't begin to explain how many things are wrong with it. It just is. Trust me when I tell you this. Go buy yourself a nice over under, buddy.
Mm. Huh. That's yep.
Yep. Yeah. His post history was interesting. I'd just like to mention that this individual went into our shotguns about 3 months ago and asked them, what should my first shotgun be? And that should pretty much tell you everything we need to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But thank you. That's a great chuckle, and we keep making fun of you in IRC. So, yeah. Other than that, I guess the only thing I have to show right now would be this. It's not a final sale yet, but it is close. With any hope, this bad boy will be joining the Crover very soon. It's CZSPO1 Shadow with the Canadian aluminum grips, and hopefully it will make its way to me relatively soon. It comes with all the goodies that you see right there, and it's very, very likely to be very, very unused, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, it doesn't look like a lot of use on there.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of use at all.
No.
And it should be pretty dank. I used to own a P320, and I didn't like it because I guess I'm just a trigger queen and I like nice triggers. And the P320, as some of you might know, is a striker fired.
And its trigger isn't fantastic. There's the X5 version of that that's supposed to have a really good trigger, but we haven't seen very many of them in Canada yet.
Yeah, it's okay. It was also a polymer gun, so I'm used to a heavy gun with the revolvers, which might be why I didn't shoot that P320 all that well. I found it to be really flippy. Some people say that it has a very high bore axis when
Yeah,
compared to
60.
other handguns.
Yeah.
So that may be something to consider.
It's your flipperosity there. That's the technical term that gun experts use, is a flipperosity.
It's the degree of flippiness of a handgun.
Yes.
Yes, quite. And yeah, it should be here soon.
Cool.
The transfer is going to be initiated tomorrow after I get my information and money to the guy tonight. And yay, I get the gun that I I had planned to get all along, but had hoped not to have to buy, and would be able to replace with inferior options.
Yeah. You're gonna buy this one now. You're gonna look for the Shadow 2.
I looked at it, and it's got a really weird backstrap, doesn't it? Like it's got like a really big hump and a really huge what do you call that, spur? Not a spur.
Beaver tail.
Beaver tail. Yeah, it's got this really huge beaver tail.
Yeah,
Which
and it's heavy.
And it's heavy.
It's a heavy gun. Like a 1911, the Shadow 2 is like 300 grams heavier, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot heavier than a 1911. And it's all up front. That dust cover, like they're making it for competition shooting. The dust cover is like big and heavy, and it's like, oh, that's totally usable as you know, the pick rail up front. But it's just a way to put a lot of extra weight in the frame up front to reduce the flip on the gun as well. It's super soft shooting. Even the SPO one is.
The flippiness. You missed the right term there.
The flippiness is muy bueno.
Oh man. I guess other than that, I don't have anything else to mention other than the fact that before the Christmas break, I did try to get a load down on my Tika. I didn't mention it because I didn't really want to talk about it, but I didn't do very well. I don't know if it was the bullets that I was using, or maybe it was just an off day, but I put 30 shots on paper and they all grouped the same, even though this time around I was very, very careful about changing the load that I was putting underneath that bullet. Those of you wondering, it was a 308. I was using Campro 147 grain. I was using Varget, and I went through 5-shot groups in 3-grain increments from like 43 grains all the way up to 46 grains. They didn't really seem to do well. I don't know what it was. Everything seemed to group about the same way, so either I was doing something wrong, or maybe it's just not very good projectile, very good powder. I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say.
I want to give it one more shot because I have 250 of those fucking projectiles. But oh yeah, actually, in
What
Cabela's,
projectile?
was I using
Yeah.
Campro 147 grain full metal jackets?
Mm. I don't want any of those. I was selfishly asking to see if it was anything I'd want, and I just offered to buy them all off you. But I don't want the 147s.
Yeah, no, they seem to be. I mean, the only reason that I bought 147s was because the totally reloadable Huttenberger Austrian ammo. What happened to be 147 grains, and they shot really well out of my gun. So I was like, maybe it's the weight, but maybe it's not the weight of the projectile. It was something else. So I promptly texted Pixis, and he told me to get some Sierra Matchkins. So I went and I bought some Sierra Matchkins, 168 grain,
Oh, that's a good one.
Hollow Point boat tail, and let's see how those do, because those projectiles are a lot more expensive than the Campro bulk projectiles.
Yeah, but those are like pure sex. Like they're fucking perfect. The weight on them, the streamline. I get good luck with them every time. So like a burger bullet has like a really long nose on it, and not a lot of lead, not a lot that's like actually engaging the rifling. The SMKs have like a good chunk that hits the rifling, so they're not nearly as depth sensitive as the burger bullets. I don't know about the Cam Pros because I haven't reloaded those, but you're gonna have good luck with those SMKs.
I certainly hope so, considering they're basically like buying a box of ammo.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna be reloading federal gold match. That's what you're going to be doing when you do 168 with those Sierra Match Kings, and that shit is not cheap. It's not like $20 a box. So you're going to be making high quality ammunition with a really good bullet that's going to give you like decent downrange accuracy. I wouldn't even shoot that shit at 100. I would shoot it at 200 and see what it does there, because that'll show you what's really happening.
Well,
100's too close.
I'll do my testing at 100 because that's what I've been doing so far.
Mm-hmm.
When I have some result, which I'm expecting at least these guys to give me something, I'll move it to 200 and then the 250, because that's what I have available at my range here in Vic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially with a 308, like 100 is like, nah, it's too close.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was going. Like, I had it rested on a rest with a freaking bag on a chassis with a great big fucking scope on it, like 20 times magnification, and like it did like shit. Like, maybe I'll show you the results in a bit, but
yeah, it's disappointing when you've got like the rest, you've got the sights, you pull a trigger, and you can see like that split second before the trigger fell, your crosshairs on the target, and then you bring your scope back down, and you're like, I didn't do that. What's that? What is that?
Yeah,
I know. I think that bullet should be like in the middle somewhere. Yeah, no, it can be disappointing sometimes going to the range and seeing that. That's actually what I got with that BMAG the first time. 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. What the fuck? Like, come on, give me something better than that. But this last time I had it out, I had it with 20 grain and 25 grain Winchester. The 25 grains all went into less than an inch. And I tried resting on the front and resting on the mag because the front of it presses and touches the barrel, right? So I tried it on the mag so it wouldn't be pressing on the barrel. The mag gave me a slightly smaller group, but both of them were under an inch. 20 grain were both like 1.5 inch bullshit that I don't even want to talk about. But
yeah. Well, I mean, that does make me feel better. Hopefully it wasn't just me. Hopefully there was something there.
The only thing that can be is if you're yanking when you're pulling the trigger. So like that you can do that. You can either yank it or push or something like that. And you might see some like horizontal, depending on what kind of rest you're running, you might see some dispersion based on that. But if you're being careful with pulling the trigger, it's not you, it's the gun. It's the ammo.
I hope so. Because I mean, that gun can shoot like a son of a bitch. Like, I know that gun can do better than that. I've seen it do better than that. I've seen it do better with the fucking surplus Austrian ammo. So
yeah. Let me grab these targets here. I just want to show you what this thing can do.
Yeah, how about it? I will, in the meantime, bring up top post of the week. Yay! Top post of the week. Cheer, you goddamn heathens! I can't hear anybody cheer because I'm here by myself. But hey, look at that. Past week, what did we get? Merry late Christmas present to me. Holy shit! Hey, Adriel, care to guess how much fucking money is on that picture right there?
That looks like $5,000 to me.
That non-restricted black rifle tax, eh?
Yeah, that rifle is 35, and then with all those magazines and the case and the matching bayonet and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty penny. Good for you, Marillis. You did well. That's a hell of a Christmas present.
Super accurate too.
Yeah. Then Gun Jesus went ahead and did a he did an overview of gun laws with, of all people, I gotta say, Marstar, who, while valiant attempt, did get a lot of shit wrong. I mean, I was actually, I thought about posting that video.
I didn't even watch it. Like I really love Forgotten Weapons, but I couldn't get over having an American talk about Canadian gun laws.
For to his credit, he seemed to have done some research, so he did do that. But then he just kind of repeated a lot of what the fucking John. I'm not sure if that's the John from Marstar, but if it is John from Marstar, I think it's a hilarious thing that John from Marstar looks the way that John from Marstar seems to look in this video. The term neckbeard was thrown around a couple of times, but that wasn't by me. Just look at the comments. You'll know what I mean if you've read the comments on the video. Yeah, they got a lot wrong, and one of the odd things that they didn't do is touch magazine laws whatsoever. They didn't touch anything about magazine laws. They may have done like a passing comment, but none of the intricacies of it. Slappy just made a really funny comment on IRC. Look at it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff wrong. I was thinking about actually taking that video, posting it on our guns, and then the description of it would just be everything that was wrong with the video. But that would be a lot of work and
point by point takedown kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'm tired. Then we have a shit post. This has been doing the rounds for about a month on Facebook. It's now just hitting YouTube.
Yep.
So yay. I gotta say, folks, I saw it first on Weekend Gun It. Then it got posted on Guns and promptly, banned and deleted the people that did. And then reloading, then Canada Guns. So we're 4th tier shit posters. Good for you, folks. This is hot. I like this. What do you think?
Of course you would.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. That is just... That's everything about it is right.
Just terrible. Just terrible.
Oh, shame on you for saying that. Shame on you. I am happy that it's for her, that she picked that. Oh yeah. The more guns that look that way, the better I feel about my life choices. Range day flooring. Nice. I'm not sure what that weird thing was. I think somebody said it was a European, Swedish something or other. Let's see what it said. What the fuck is that thing? Oh, yeah, I fucking called it. Husqvarna M96 in 9.3 by 57 Swedish, I'm guessing. That's pretty neckbeardy, but that's a really cool gun. Like, have you ever played with one of those Mausers, those Swedish guns, Adriel? You're muted.
There, let's unmute that stuff. Yeah, the Huskies. I kind of want to do an article on them and reload for the 9.3 by 53 or by 62. They've got a little bit of a longer one that's a little bit got a little bit more power. But I don't know. I run into other things that I want to do reviews on and get delayed.
Yeah, I bet you do. Then more Santa. Oh yeah, I saw this. Good for you. I hope that is at the price point, that Marine Magnum, where Remington starts caring about quality control. Otherwise, it might just be a Rustington with a anti-rust coating. Hopefully it's not.
Well, at least with stainless or nickel coated, could it rust?
You know what?
Yeah,
I bet Remington would find a way. If there's anyone that could make a nickel gun rust, it would be Remington.
I get it.
More Christmas, Christmas, Christmas,
Post on
Christmas.
shotguns just recently here where someone was like, hey, I got a problem. My shotgun's rusting. And it's like, it's going to be a Remington. And she's like, yeah, it's an 870 Express.
Then it's yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Just
sad.
prophetic. Yep.
Lots of Christmas posts. Oh yeah, that Ruger pistol caliber carbine. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, the PCC, really cool features on it. I'm really liking the feature sets that they went with it. So it takes Ruger mags or Glock mags with the one that's with an adapter in it. Cool. The price is right. Yeah, I'm liking what they did with that. I don't like the name PCC. That's the category of gun that it is. Like PCC is pistol caliber carbine. It's generic. It's like they might as well call it like a Ruger gun or a Ruger rifle or something like that. But I can't talk too much because I mean Savage did the same thing. Savage made their MSR modern sporting rifle. And it's like, well, that's everyone's okay. I guess you're saying it's nothing special, right?
Maccabee self-loading rifle.
Yeah. But that's less of a category than an MSR or a PCC or,
yeah,
something like that.
Then again, they did name their long-range gun their Ruger Precision Rifle.
They did do that. I don't know. Maybe they're relying on their brand name a little bit more, right? Maybe it's like, well, there's a precision rifle. It's our version. It's the Ruger version. Here's a PCC. It's the Ruger version.
Yep. Let's see. Anything else worth noting over here? Christmas. Oh yeah. Oh.
You just like all the weird stuff. This is like some Call of Duty stuff going on here.
No, dude, this is beyond Call of Duty. This is this is dankness of the nth degree. What did he fuck up? Oh, a Ruger. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm a little sad that he fucked a Ruger, but those are such good guns. But it's still this is great. I am all for it. Way to go. That Sky Customs. Way to go.
Yeah. Did I mention on my did I mention that my 1911 is like incapacitated at the time?
Oh no, you did. You didn't. What happened to your 1911?
Oh, so I sent it to my buddy Trevor, and so the slide, there's a jig that you get that clamps it down, and then you use valve grinding compound, and you rack it back and forth, and you smooth them against each other, and then you get a perfect fit, right? He clamped the slide down too much, and it cracked. So it's it slides toast, and I'm gonna get another one.
Well, these are only like what, $200?
Yeah, 300, but $250 if you get one used, and then you got another lower, I guess.
Then
you could do like the Glock thing where you get like a lower, like a short upper and a long upper for whatever reason. Glock thought that was a good idea.
Yep.
Did you hear about that one? Did you see that new Glock?
Oh, the X19, what is it? 19X?
Yeah, the X19. Hey, let's get a full-size grip, but you know what? The slide, let's just make it a short one. We don't need accuracy. Just a big grip on it, though. So it's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Shouldn't it be the other way around?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But Gaston knows.
Gaston knows. No, Glock 17, original. That's the right size. Yeah. Anyways, these groups. So there's. Can you see that? Yeah. There's.
Oh shit. Adriel, you're muted.
Hey, there I'm back. Sorry, I keep coughing.
I clicked the thing.
There's rest off the front. 25 grain air, .905 at 100 yards, 100 meters, same thing, whatever. And then for the rested magazine one, I did a 5-round group. And there's my 5-round group. And it's at 0.8 inches. So it's that's quite a good group for 100 yards, especially for a rimfire. And that'd kill a gopher 5 times over. That'd kill a shit out of a gopher 5 times over. Now the 20 grain stuff, not as good. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera because I can't really see my camera. Yeah, about 2 inches, 1.5 2 inches. Not good. But I like the 25 grain stuff. I'd really like to try the Hornady 20 grain because this is wind shit, and I think that Hornady would do better. Anyways, that's I just wanted to show those because like those are I had to just punch out a couple groups real quick with that because it's dark so much right now that I don't really get a lot of time at the range. So that's all I could do, and they're both under an inch.
Hey man, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I did try it at 300, and I hit steel with it at 300. It's very hard to hear.
Ding!
I had to use electronic muffs because I couldn't hear it otherwise. So I'd fire, and it would be like, and then you could hear ding very quietly.
Dang.
Yeah,
that's nice, man. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, somebody suggested we look at the top post of the EE for some reason. Oh, there it is.
Something off the E.
Yeah, Adriel got that. We got Cubicle Hero. If you're watching this, I fucking told you. Ever since I've known him on Reddit, he keeps buying fucking guns, like restricted
handguns,
pistols.
right?
Yeah, and he just fucking sells them. He always sells them. He says, no, this is gonna be it. I just want something for the range, and then he always turns around and sells them. This is a great kit, actually. If anybody is looking for a good kit, this is exactly what you want in terms of trainer and a great 9mm handgun. Don't you think, Adriel?
You know what Cubicle Hero should get?
What?
An SPO1 or an SPO2?
Actually, you know what he wants is this right here. Somebody's selling this guy, and that's exactly what Cubicle Hero was. And in the comments, Connor is saying to him, "Hey, check it out," and there it goes. Then we
Did
have.
He get it?
I'm not sure. Maybe, hopefully.
I've got an M305.
Yeah. I don't know, man. He's got some weird taste. He likes a lot of Russian shit. Maybe he just wants some Chinese shit now. Somebody's selling their AR-15, and I gotta tell you, he's going about this in interesting ways. He tallied up everything, and he gave us a lowdown of how much it cost. He's selling it for half price. That's a pretty good one, I guess.
Huh. What's he got on the build there?
Oh, he's got shitloads of stuff. Lots of True North Arm stuff, though. NEA stuff.
NEA? American Spirit Arms. I don't think I've heard of that one before. Slick Side. Oh, those are cool.
Those are
cool. I like Slick Side uppers.
Yeah, hopefully he gets what he wants out of this.
Another Slick Side.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's hoping to
get realistically, we don't really need the forward assist. It's just they make so many of them and they're all tooled up for it that it's actually cheaper to buy one with a forward assist than it is to buy one with just like a slick slide. Like slick slides should be cheaper, but just due to like economy of scale, they're not.
Yeah. And we have the fuck is that? Tactical Sporter. Oh, it's a Mossberg. Is that a Mossberg? Yep, Mossberg.
Oh, no.
It comes with the 25 round mags pinned to 10. Oh, he hasn't pinned.
Why are they pinned to 10? No, they're not pinned to 10.
Those guys, actually, there's a pistol variant of this, and the RCMP clamped down.
Oh, really?
On it. Yeah, but because nobody actually bought these guns, nobody gave a shit.
The Blazers don't come pinned. You can get 25 rounders with that. But
yeah, but this isn't a Blazer. This is
712, 715.
715 tactical. Wow, he actually got a. Maybe I hope it's not a legit one. A functional G36 style scope handle. Oh, it's the style one. Okay, I was gonna say he actually put a G36 carry handle and scope on it. Who? Whew, that'd be interesting.
Kind of looks like a
Um,
36 if you're, if you got eye problems.
if you squint and are drunk. And this is actually really cool. It's a Steven 17C with a 18.5 inch
77.
barrel. Hopefully he didn't chop it. But it's a really cool old shotgun. So if you like old
Oh,
shotguns,
that's cool. Yeah.
there you go. And he's got a long branch porter. It's chopped, so I'm not even gonna look at it.
You know how many of those are in country? How many sporterized 303s there are? There's so many.
Exactly. Everybody's got one of those.
Yeah. I should get one again.
I have 303 dice.
No, so the thing is, a lot of those have such generous headspace on them. You reload twice, and the damn thing's ready to let go of the case head. So you
Yep.
can get like maybe 3 reloads out of it, maybe if you want to play lucky. And if you
Well,
go
you know
for
what?
4, you're risking it.
You can take a box and shoot it twice.
Now, supposedly, because it's headspaced off the rim, you can get a different bolt head that's a little bit longer, and you'll get rid of the headspace issues. And it just screws out. You screw the old bolt head out, you put a new one in, and boom, your headspace is solved. There's a couple different numbers of bolt heads that you can get for the 303s.
But if it head spaces off the rim, isn't the rim cut into the chamber?
So, yes, but there's so much room in there that you're letting that thing like go back and then like squeeze forward, right?
Oh, so like an even tighter fit between the back of the cartridge and the face of the bolt?
Tighter fit, just tighter fit all around. Your brass isn't going to stretch because it's like a factory generalized 303 is going to like stretch a shitload every time you fire it, and then you full length resize the damn thing, and then you end up stretching the case even more, and then you do that a couple times, and the case head gets super thin, and then it cracks, right? So you can tighten up the headspace on it, and then it does not nearly do so bad.
Well, why would if it's a question of doing a full length resize, why don't you just
Next size it.
next size it?
You could, yeah.
I mean, I don't reload a lot, but
then you're next sizing for an ancient military rifle, right?
yeah, but if you really want to shoot lots of 303,
I suppose.
yeah, but we're reaching for straws here in terms of figments of our imagination. Is there anything else that you'd like to touch on? Oh yeah, somebody said bolt hills go from 1 to 4. Other than that, is there anything else that we'd like to touch on before we throw this into the after show and break out the beers?
Oh, we're just breaking out the beers now?
Well, I was eating,
Oh.
so I had to get something in my stomach before I broke out the beers.
Yeah, good point. Okay. Yeah, I'm good for that.
Oh, go listen to Adriel Slamfire Radio. That shit's dank.
Dank.
Yeah, dank. It gets the Kroger's dankness approval seal.
Sweet.
Other than that, folks, next week, if you're still with us, we will be going earlier. I am
next week, the week after.
Hmm?
Next week or the week after? We're going every 2 weeks?
Yeah, well, we're still doing next show, I guess. Thank you,
Yes.
Adriel. Next show in 2 weeks, we will be starting earlier at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 Eastern.
Give me 7 here, 9 Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 Eastern. So, yay, earlier show. Yeah, thank you very much for everyone that is watching, that will watch. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Same channel, different time. Thank you, everybody. Say goodbye, Adriel.
Goodbye, Adriel.
And I will throw the join link in the side chat. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.